So today we would be looking at how to create a first AI video, right? And I'm sure this is obviously going to be something you guys would all like to look through. What you're seeing on your screen right now is an AI video that I created some days back. And this is a story of a lady and a lion, and how the lion talked to the lady, trying to make the lady understand that her destiny is tied to the animal kingdom, right? And out of fear, she had to run back to the village to tell her grandmother about what she saw, right? But it's not for me to narrate. I'll let you guys watch this video quickly before we get into the lessons. So yeah, enjoy.
I have been watching you for a long time now.
But what have I done, and why have you been watching me?
You have a destiny that is tied to mine and to the animal kingdom, and it's time to follow that path now.
But how? I am a human and not a forest animal. How is my destiny tied to yours and the animal kingdom?
You will find out, my dear. Time would tell.
My daughter, what is the problem? What is chasing you?
Mama, I saw a talking lion in the forest.
A talking lion. This can't be good. What did it say?
It said my destiny is tied to hers and to the animal kingdom.
This is unbelievable. We haven't seen Okigbo anywhere around the village in years.
Mama, who is Okigbo?
My daughter, Okigbo is a long story.
But Mama, I want to hear it.
Generations ago, there was a man.
All right. Welcome back, guys. So yes, that's the video, and I'm sure you enjoyed what you saw, right? It's really interesting, and I kind of ended it at that point so that I could have like a part two, part three, and all the likes. But that's not what's important right now. For this class, we just want to learn how to create our characters, our storylines, and how to animate these images. We'll just be very, very fast with this class, so we don't have to do too much. But if you notice what you watched from that video, you realize that there was character consistency, and I tried my best to keep the voice for each character the same thing along the way, especially with the lion, right? It was particularly the same thing. So we will learn how to do a few of those things right now. The first thing we want to get is how do I okay, let's assume you have a story in mind already that you want to work on. In my own case, I had a story to talk about how destiny works, and how this lady got to realize that our forefathers had a relationship with one man who was casted away into the forest, and the man became a lion, right? And by becoming a lion, he came back and he started taking people, he started taking the children of these people that casted him away, especially the ladies, right? And it was the time for this girl to be taken away, and that's where she met the lion. And my mother had to narrate the story to her. So it isn't about my story, it's about your story. So what story do you have in mind and what do you want to build? So to start, first thing first, let's assume you want to create a story of, let's say, the same kind of character, a native African lady. So the first thing we need to do first is to get our character image. So to get that, we go to Flow. That's Google Flow. You can just search for Google Flow on your YouTube. So just search Google on YouTube. Let's see. So that loads up, and so wait for that to come up. So this is Google Flow. You select this option here, option Flow up here, and it opens up for you. So this is what you have. If you see that I have numerous images. These are characters that I've created at different instances, right? This is a dead woman, people were mourning her. This is a child. So in our case, we are creating our first character. We click on new project. So when you click on new project, you have to decide what you want to create, right? In this case, we are creating an image. So if you look at this dropbox, this chat box with your AI, you see what you want to create. There's a nano banana 2 that's majorly for images. If you click on it, you have options to change from image to video, right? But in this case now, we just want to create our character and then create our storyboard. That's what we'll do in this video. So there are two kinds of videos majorly. There are the videos you make for TikTok videos and the ones you make for YouTube videos, right? A TikTok video has a particular size, that's 9 by 16, your normal phone screen size, and then 16 by 9, a landscape phone screen size, depending on what you want to make. So in our case, we want to create a 16 by 9, just exactly like you saw in that video. So 16 by 9, we choose two images per prompt. We are not burning any credit for this, so we can use as high as 4 images so that we have multiple options to choose from. So let's take 3 images per prompt. Now we go back to our prompt, and what do we want to create? That's the question, right? What are we trying to generate? So specifically, I can say a native African lady in her 20s. So a native African lady in her 20s. So I just enter. It generates the image. It takes a few seconds. So I'll just fast forward this for you guys. Awesome. So we have this native African lady in her 20s, right? Now, there's some things you have to be particular about. It depends on what you want, right? You could, this is an African lady, but if you compare this to what we saw in that video, there are two different things. The character in the video is a cartoon, right? This one is picking a real life human character. So let's go back and adjust our prompt. So say a 3D cartoon of a native African lady. Or just say African girl to make it give us a view on that one. So you take the cartoon of a native African girl. So prompt this and see what happens. So this is literally how we create our characters, right? So if you're building a story for a man and his wife, you might have to first get your first character, who in most cases is your main character. Now, if you have a story where you have two main characters, say the husband and the wife, you can also prompt them here, right? You just give the details. How old is this person? Is it a cartoon? Is it a real human? So you can compare and contrast. So let's see what these two images look like right now. Comparing both characters. Same prompt, different changes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So you see we have a girl, in this case, 3D cartoon of girl, 3D cartoon of this girl, and 3D cartoon of this girl. So you see the differences across our board. So let's assume we want to work with this character, right? I think this is our character, and this is who we want to work with. So first thing first, you might want to download this character on upscaled, so you have the clearer version of the character. Now, the next thing you want to do after getting your character is creating your storyboard, right? Now, what is storyboard? Your storyboard is just image representation of your scenes. Are you there? Your storyboard is your image representation of your scenes. So with this character right now, I can decide to create a scene representation for this character. I can say, okay, yes, in the next few seconds, do this, do this, do this for this character. So let's try that here. I've not really done that on Flow, but I'll always do that on um, Image Arena. That's AI Arena. So let's try it on Flow. Let's bring our character to prompt. So let's click here. Let's add to prompt. So it is here in the prompt. So we're going to create So say create is just take note of the prompt. Create a nine a 9 grid image of the same character, right? Please always ensure to include that of the same character. Uh, okay, a close shot of her fetching water from the stream, a point of view through a bush, watching her closely, a far shot of a lion approaching the character, a close shot of the lion talking to the character, a close shot of the character scared, scared and let's put amazed at the same time. Then we want the character to run away, so or the lion walking away. So take a far shot of the lion walking away, and finally we have a shot of the girl or character running through the woods, scared. Then we want it in 16 by 9. We already prompted that, so we just submit. So it's supposed to give us a nine a 9 image grid, right? Let's see if this works. If it does not work, we'll go to AI Arena to get it done there. But I've never used Google Flow to generate my storyboard. It has always been AI Arena. But good thing we're doing that here. So let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes. So I just narrated the story into images and I want to see what happens on my storyboard. So doing this helps me to have character consistency. So once I have these images given to me, I just take them and crop them, and I have 9 scenes already, or 9 airplanes at the same time, and I can beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. This is good. This is good, but I do not need all this titling that I hear. I don't need these titles. I don't know why they like adding these titles, but I do not need them. So this is the character fetching water. This is the point of view of the character. This is the lion walking towards the character. The lion and the girl talking. The girl looking scared. Probably she heard what lion said. She's like, what? What? And then this is the girl running a front view, a back view. And this is where she came into the village. Right? Are we together? All right. So I believe we are all together. Let's see what other prompt gave to us or what the other results gave to us. Okay. So this is a very close shot. Now this does not have titles. It still makes sense, right? But I think I prefer the first one, which is this one. But one thing I do not want is these same titles, right? So let's see whether we can remove it. So I'll say add to prompt, remove. So I asked it to remove the text from the images, remove all the text from the image. So please take this back to one because it's just one image we want to get. So we wait for that to generate. Waiting for that to generate. Okay, trying to see if I can. Yes, fine, fine, fine. So you see, we already have the full image here generated without those text underneath it. Now, what you need to do is you need to crop out each of these character sheets, right? Crop out each of these scenes. These are like different expressions of the same character, and then we start animating them one after the other. So there's one thing I tried on Gemini one time, but I've not really done it here. So let me see if I can achieve it here also. So I asked Gemini to help me extract each of the images and give them to me as separate characters. And all I needed to do was just prompt it character one, image two, blah blah blah. So let me see if I can do that here. Let me see if I can switch my recordings. Hold on, guys. Okay, so let's take this. Let's download this. We download this image right now, and then we'll take it to ChatGPT. Right? We'll take it to ChatGPT, and then we'll ask ChatGPT to help us recreate each of the scenes and send them to us one after the other, right? So that we do not have to go and crop. Because if you crop these images now, they will lose their quality. So let's go to Chat. All right, guys. So yes, we are now on Chat GPT and want to extract those images without having to crop them, right? So that we get the same quality. So I would import my image here by clicking on the plus sign. Locate the image that I want to crop out, and this is the image. So drag and drop the image here. So I'm waiting for the image to load up. Okay, it is. So there's this prompt I created myself. Just paste the prompt and say, here is a 10 grid image, but in this case, it's 9 grid. So I just change it to 9. So here is a 9 image grid. I want you to upscale and extract each images exactly as it is and send to me separately. Give me a keyword to request for each image so that you can extract and send them to me to download. So what this prompt is saying is, I want ChatGPT to extract each of those images for me separately, and then it needs to give me what I need to say every single time. So if it says image one, anything it gives me as a keyword is what I'll be sending to you, and then to delivering those images to me. So I submit that. Let's see what it says. Let's wait to give us a command to tell us what to say per time. Okay. Okay. So use this keyword to request each image is top left, blah blah blah. So what I'll just do is I'll just be copying each one of them, right? So let's copy this one. Let's copy this and send. So image one, River Gale. Let's see if it's able to. If it does not work, we'll go to Gemini. But I think I've used Gemini most, just like to give you that logo. So yes, this worked. So this is the download button for the image. Good. You can see image fully extracted. No stress, no stress at all. So let's go back and do the same thing for the other images. So image forest to yeah, surprise. Paste that. Yeah, I have to do this for the whole 9 images. So while that one is loading, I can go back and copy image 3 while I wait for the other one to come up. So this is also here. It's ready for me. This is the lady looking into the point of view, yeah, point of view. But oh no, this shouldn't be her looking. The idea I wanted was the point of view of the lion looking at the lady. So I think we're not really specific. That's why it gave us the point of view of the lady looking into the bush, right? So we won't take all of the old images. I'll just take like 3. I think this is the third one. Then we'll go and animate, and then we'll see again in the next video. Okay, so waiting for the message to complete. All right, all right. Okay, so let's assume that we have good results and we want to get to work now. So we can go back to flow. We can also use flow to animate our video. Now the tools you could use for your animations are you could use flow, you could use what's it called? Open art, yes, you could use Grok, depend. Right? And it's good to have a lot of them because if you're working on a free plan, most of these stuffs would end their credits on you while you are still just building. So you can easily shift to the next project if the credit on this one has been exhausted. Do you understand? So let's go. So yeah, we want to create. The first thing is to drag our videos. Let's upload our images here. So we have this image and this image. I think we have three images. So let's work with these two images. So I'm bringing them to my works. I call it like a workspace, right? This is the workspace. So I have those images ready and set to drop them up and see what comes out of it. So let's go, guys. Hope you guys are following. I believe so. So we want to animate either of these images. Let's start with this because there's a whole lot to animate here and it's gonna be beautiful. You have the water, you have the bush, you have the lady fetching water from the stream, and so we had this to prompt, and then we come back here and change this to video 16 by 9. We only want one so that we can manage our credits. Now generating just one of these video will take 20 credits, right? So let's generate this. So what do we want this lady to do? So we can maybe there are a lot of things to do here. You have to go learn how to direct your camera, right? What do you want your camera to do? Is it an handheld camera? Is it moving towards the lady, or is it going far from the lady, right? So if you say it's a panning camera, whatever, just decide. So I can say camera zooms towards girl as she fetches. Please don't stress yourself about the spellings. It's an AI to catch it. But then fetches water from the stream. So we throw that in. It's as simple as that, guys. As simple as that. So we've been able to get our image. We've done our storyboard. Now this is the basic animation, right? It depends on what you have in mind, right? Sometimes people always advise you to just write a full story using ChatGPT. You can ask ChatGPT to give you the prompt for each character, to create each character, prompts to animate the images, prompts for the angle shots, camera shots, and it makes it very, very wonderful, right? But like I said, this is just the beginners section. This is me showing you the first three steps to creating an animation, which is character, developing your character, creating your storyboard, and then animating your character. Right, so this is just majorly those three things you need to do. The next video, I will come back and show us how to create a story using ChatGPT. Right, so say you have a story idea and then you want to create the story. The next video would help us undo that. And as time goes by, we'll learn a lot of things. We learn how to make music for our videos. We learn how to edit our videos. I don't want to rush you guys, but we should have the best of the best. So yeah, our video is ready. Let's play and see what it looks like. Good, good. You can see that, right? It's a basket, so obviously the water will follow, and that's what you just saw. So let's see if there's an audio to it. Look, guys. Character consistency is 100. Everything on the right? Beautiful. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you for this session. Do us subscribe. I'll see you for our next video.